Good day, my plant foldies. This is Richie at Grow Folds, and today will be local nursery plant shopping at Ruibal's Plants of Texas in Dallas, Texas. As always, please make sure you are pressing that thumbs up or like button for this video, as well as that new feature, the hype button. It definitely helps push this content out to more plant lovers like yourself, as well as please give me a follow on my Instagram. It is at Grow Folds if you have any questions about the plant or want to get with me directly if you have any questions. And also, I have a YouTube membership tier called the Super Plant Foldie for the price of a cup of coffee. It is one that you can get some member-only content. So if you like more plant content or anything of that nature, you can also join by pressing the join button. But anyways, plant foldies, for those that are new to the channel, I call my viewers and subscribers plant foldies. Welcome. My name is Richie, and I do daily 1-hour plant shopping videos. You can see that it is super early out at Ruibal's Plants of Texas. This is the Farmers Branch location. So there are several local nurseries out in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and there are a chain of Ruibal's nurseries. This one is the iconic one because it is in the heart of Dallas, Texas. So you can see right here, it is a beautiful morning. I woke up to travel all the way down to Ruibal's. I ended up arriving here around 7:30, and so I wanted to get here before there was a lot of people going around this plant nursery, because this is a very popular spot to find indoor tropical plants, but also outdoor landscaping plants. So you can see that it is the fall season, and with fall coming around, we are going to be seeing a lot of pumpkins. So look at that. I love the fact that there is all this greenery in nature, and you see skyscrapers and the Dallas skyline. So absolutely love it. I've gone to Ruibal's a couple of times. I've actually met up with a lot of plant content creators or plant lovers. So I just want to see if we have anything new. I'm pretty sure that Ruibal's will have some new plants. And truth be told, I was actually on the Ruibal's Instagram page, and there was a reel that was posted, and let's just say that I peeped in Aglaonema, a large version of the Aglaonema. So I definitely wanted to go back here and see if I'd actually purchase it. But you can see they do encourage people to tag them on their socials. So definitely follow at Ruibal's Plants on Instagram and give them some love and support. But anyways, as you can see right here, they have their setup. So this is the pumpkin patch, and oftentimes locals and also tourists will come around here and do like a photo shoot. I didn't have anybody to go take photos of me today, and you already know, plant foldies, that I like to do faceless YouTube. So I really just focus on the plants at hand versus being on camera. I'm not camera shy, but that's really how I want to create my content for YouTube. But anyways, I am going to just chat away for today's episode. So hopefully you guys will stay tuned to the very end. Ruibal's Nursery is an amazing one because they have so many plants at cost-effective plant pricing. You can see right here, the first one off the bat is a Monstera adansonii. Love the Monstera adansonii. And what I do like about Ruibal's is they have a variety of different types of trailing and hanging plants. If you watched my YouTube channel, and I would hope you guys would press the subscribe button right now with all the notifications turned on so you never miss any of my daily plant shopping videos. Know that there is a local nursery playlist on my YouTube channel, so definitely check that out. And as you can see right over here, plant foldies, look at how beautiful these Hedera helix are, or what you call the Hedera helix or English ivy. Love that. I love that, you know, these local Dallas plant nurseries really bring in the heat in terms of just the wonderful, healthy, vibrant looking plants that they have available. And I mean, take a look at this. They've got all these miniature pumpkins. So a fun fact about me, if you are not familiar to the plant foldie community, I am actually raising backyard chickens as pets. I have a Rhode Island Red by the name of Catriona, and then I also have a Barred Rock Hen by the name of Charlotte. And I was just curious, with all of the pumpkins that are readily available, are these pumpkins only for ornamental use, or could I actually chop them up, cook them, and feed them to my chickens? So random fact, but you already know, plant foldies, that I like to share a little bit more about myself in addition to the plants that I am featuring today. But as you can see right here, we are actually going to the landscape area. So this isn't their main actual nursery. They actually have one further down, but I wanted to go ahead and take a gander, take a look before they fully open. I am being slightly bad because I think I entered this space around like 7:45 when I was filming it, but they did have somebody already working the cash register. So I figured I might as well try to maximize my productivity and actually get some of this content for y'all. But the first one up is a Croton Mame, and this one I believe is for $29.99. So you'll know that fall is coming around, especially in the United States, when you see a bunch of these crotons. And what is quite interesting is the crotons care requirements is it needs a lot of bright light, probably full sun, and it needs higher humidity levels and frequent watering. So that is really not conducive to why these plants come out during the fall. These crotons, like this Croton Mame, is actually native to Southeast Asian countries such as the Philippines, which is where my family is from originally. And just looking at crotons, they grow into full-blown trees. They really need that warm environment. So in the United States, or at least during the fall season, they are really grown as more of an annual plant, which is actually, in my opinion, a shame because it does take a while for crotons to grow. They're not the fastest growing plant. Now over here you can see for this price right here, we've got a Dieffenbachia. So here's the thing about Dieffenbachias. They look very similar to my favorite plant, which is the Aglaonema. Again, for all of the new viewers that are coming around, thank you for joining. Just know that I am addicted to Aglaonema, so I will be talking quite a bit about that particular plant. And then we're just gonna go ahead and walk around here. You can see we've got the common Croton Petra. I would love to grow crotons long term, but I think at this point with you know, summer almost ending, fall starting, and then winter, it is going to be a bit of a challenge to grow a lot of these plants over winter because I don't necessarily have, number one, the space, number two, the time to really take care and water these plants consistently. But I do love the fact that Ruibal has them in smaller sizes for just the gallon size. So very pretty plant. The coloration of crotons, I really do think that you either love them or hate them. I absolutely adore them in the fact that they have very colorful plants. I always think, you know, the color of yellow is the color of joy. Anything vibrant like that, I absolutely like. So you can see right over here, we have the giant leopard plant, which is also known as the tractor seat plant. It is interesting that this plant is more of like a annual landscape plant. I am curious to see if anybody's actually grown the giant leopard plant indoors as a house plant. So let me know in the comment section below, and know that I love any type of engagement you guys can give me in the comment section. And just know that we only foster positivity, respect, and kindness. So please be mindful of the comments that you place there. Negativity is not tolerated in this community, and the plant foldies can attest to that. So I really appreciate the support for that. Let's go ahead and take a look at this. So this one right here is a beautiful Croton Petra. Again, you will notice that these Croton Petras have different types of coloration. Some of them will have more yellows or more oranges or darker foliage. But as far as Ruibal's Plants of Texas, I mean, why would you not shop local? And I know that the majority of my content is often centered around big box store plant shopping. But if you live in an amazing metropolitan area such as the DFW or the Dallas-Fort Worth area, definitely support the wonderful local nurseries, local plant nurseries, small businesses, and Ruibal's is also at the top of the list with that. I know that PlantCon 2025 in Dallas, Texas will be happening in October. And if you are not subscribed to this YouTube channel, definitely press that subscribe button with all the notifications. But I will actually be drawing up a video of the top 5 places to go in terms of local nursery houseplants that you can do in half a day. So it's kind of like a plant tourism tour, if per se. So definitely look for that that video. But as you can see right here, beautiful morning with all of these plants. You can see we've got a Dracaena here. And can we talk about the fact that Ruibal just has a lot of their plants in a very organized manner? I love the fact that they also keep their plants within the same species. Organization to me is really key. Like you can see right over here, we've got a beautiful Ficus Ali. Anything ficus related is definitely one that you need to make sure you're giving a lot of light. Ficus aspera, and this is also known as the clown fig. For me, the Ficus aspera is beautiful because look at that variegation. It has more of that minty, ghostly look. I don't really see these sizes for this type of ficus, so it's really nice to be able to go to Ruibal's and find large foliage plants. So let me know what you think of that particular plant, and I'm just going to continue to walk around and show you what they have to offer. Foldies, you'll notice that we have a bunch of these assorted Dieffenbachia. Unfortunately, I don't know the specifics of the plant ID. What I do know is that Ruibal's has so many of these varieties, and take a look at this. So we're looking at Dieffenbachia, but you can see that this is one of my favorite plants. This is an Aglaonema. Unfortunately, these green varieties, unless they are labeled, it's very challenging, at least for me, to see what they are. This could be an Aglaonema Silver Bay, but it could also be something else. It is very compact growing. This is for $26.99 in a 6-inch planter. One of the easiest plants that you can grow in your houseplant collection. And this one is actually in bloom. Here's the thing about Aglaonemas in bloom. You really want to remove the blooms, and because the reason being is whenever a plant, like say an Aglaonema, produces blooms, it's putting a lot of energy toward the blooms, so it doesn't really focus its energy on growing leaves. And I know that some of the plant foldies have messaged me saying it's really cool that their Aglaonema blooms. Just know that if you choose to leave the blooms on an Aglaonema, it is going to stunt its growth temporarily until the blooms are spent. So it depends on whether you want the aesthetic of having a bloom or having the plant continue to push out new leaves. And you can see right off the bat, this Dieffenbachia could easily be mistaken as an Aglaonema. They're very similar in the look, but again, with Dieffenbachia, they need bright indirect light, more consistent watering. They're a little bit more spider mite prone as compared to an Aglaonema. So some people like Sean of Only Plants mentioned that Dieffenbachia are easier to grow grow than Aglaonema. I would say maybe in the climates that he lives in, which is in Indonesia. But for me, I just feel like growing an Aglaonema cutlass, for instance, is going to be a lot easier to grow as compared to the Dieffenbachia, because this plant right here with its narrow leaves and its beautiful green foliage can tolerate lower light conditions, can tolerate being underwatered, or meaning that you may not be as consistent on the watering. So just a little bit tidbits about the Aglaonema and Dieffenbachia, but you can see they've just got a full table, a full sea of these gorgeous plants. And yes, these are all just mostly green plants. And to me, the beauty of green foliage is just as impactful to say with variegated plants. And hear me out. I know that variegated plants have an allure. I think that the monetary price on it also increases the allure of it. But you know, in terms of Mother Nature intended plants to be more so green because it needs that chlorophyll to photosynthesize. Variegated plants often do not grow in the wild as well, or even at all, because it doesn't have the mechanisms to survive when it's starting to fight for nutrients and space as far as the green counterparts, if that makes any sense. Now over here, we've got a Raven ZZ, beautiful plant. Look at the new foliage, comes out as that lime green color, and then it darkens into a beautiful raven black. I love that it has a natural shine to it, and it is another beautiful plant that I would recommend. This one is in a 10-inch planter for $79.99. The thing about ZZ Raven or ZZ plants is that they tend to be a little bit slower growing. So if you want to invest in something like that where it's already fully grown, that's instant gratification. But look at how massive this one greenhouse is, and then we also have a second greenhouse to take a look at. Ruibal does have rare variegated plants, this Epipremna pinnata marble. The only thing with that particular plant is it does easily revert, so you need to make sure you are providing lots of bright indirect light. If it starts to turn more green, you need to go ahead and chop it back to the last node with variegation to make sure you maintain it. We have a Pachura aquatica here, a money tree plant for $24.99. I am looking for a variegated version of this plant, but this one is still a pretty good performer in terms of a stable plant to grow indoors. It is also known to bring fortune and good luck. And then over here, we talk about Dieffenbachia. Look at this Dieffenbachia reflector. So it is a stunning plant. It's got a velvety textured leaf. The thing about these type of velvety textured plants is that they require higher humidity levels. They're a little bit more finicky when it comes to just like tap water. So you want to make sure that you're providing it like distilled water, rainwater is best. And in terms of this particular Dieffenbachia, if you're able to maintain the leaves from turning brown or crisping, then it is really one of those statement piece plants. I mean, look at how beautiful the velvety texture leaves are. There is also another plant called the Homolamena of camouflage that looks like that. And it also reminds me of like an Aglaonema pictum tricolor. So there are different varieties of the same type of plant look, and Ruibal has closet. And then you can see right over here, we've got some more Dieffenbachia, and I'm just gonna pick up some more specimens to show you. Great thing about going to Ruibal's Plants of Texas is there are several locations. This is the one that I like to go to because it gives me a reason to go explore downtown Dallas. So if you've never been to downtown Dallas, but you also like plants, you can make this a whole trip where you can look at beautiful plants first thing in the morning. I believe Ruibal's opens at 8 and closes at 6. You can probably, swing around here, spend an hour. In my case, I spent about 2 hours creating some content and really making sure that I showed you all what beautiful plants this nursery has. I do shop at this nursery. I actually met Janae Simone, one of my really good friends that also creates content. So definitely check out Janae Simone's YouTube channel. And in terms of just all of the plants here, yes, we're looking at just the plants in this particular greenhouse, but there are more plants in the main event. But this one right here is, I think, the overflow or just more plants. And if you're looking for a nursery that's full of plants, then you have to go stop by this location. Again, it is near the Farmers Branch Market location. And then over here, Stramanthe Triostar and Smart Care for all your plants. They also have a QR code now that they place on their actual plants to give you some basic care tips. And I do appreciate nurseries or even nurseries that provide to plant shops like Ruibal's that give basic care tips, because I feel like if you have an idea of what you need to do for the plant, then the plant is going to have a higher chance of actually acclimating into your space and actually living and growing, thus making you even more inspired to buy plants. I mean, this philodendron sunlight, I would love to buy this as well. And that's the thing about going big box store plant shopping, or better yet, local nursery plant shopping. It is just so tempting to pick up every single plant. But I do have an intention to buy plants today, and that would be to look for the Aglaonema velvet that I saw on an Instagram reel. I will say that social media is definitely a very powerful tool. It can be a tool for force for good if you utilize it in a way where you are spreading kindness, positivity, and just welcoming everybody. I think it can be such a powerful tool. In the case of just me seeing such a fun Instagram reel promoting Ruibal's, I had to go over here and search for that Aglaonema. So definitely want to do that. And I did want to shout out all the plant foldies that make up this community. So if you are new to this channel, know that you are welcome. Know that this is a safe space. Know that you can be your most authentic self, and know that we are here to celebrate plants, celebrate life, safe and just hang out. And I really think that that is the mantra of this YouTube channel. It is always going to be, you already know, good vibes only. And for those that actually tuned in onto my Sunday live stream, which I believe I will start doing live streams where I do like Q&A or just talk to the plant foldies directly with my little kitty mask. Yes, I am gonna stay faceless on YouTube. I did want to say thank you to those that understood me putting somebody in place when they were basically just saying some not so nice things towards me during the live stream chat. And the good thing about it is whenever you're doing live streaming, you can filter out negative words and have it under review. I didn't even let the plant foldy community see how negative this person was, but know that if you're gonna clap and be negative, I am also going to clap back and let you know that you can't be negative or unkind. So let me just get off of my soapbox. You already know, plant foldies, I have to spread that message where just negativity is not welcome. What is welcome is a look at this Anthurium clavinarum. What a beautiful Anthurium, $27.99. It does have a slight cosmetic leaf damage, but I mean, look at that new leaf that is unfurling. Truthfully, I understand 100,000% why people love anthuriums, why people are going crazy over anthuriums. But for me, I have to have the plant and myself fall in love with each other. What I mean is the plant has to call me, beckon me to actually pick it up, look at the plant, court it, and possibly form a relationship with the plant before I really just jump on the bandwagon. I am excited for those that are in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. If you don't know who Caleb's Tropicals is, know that in about 2 weeks, I will be creating some content where we are gonna actually do a plant raid at his home, and he's gonna do a detailed tour of his houseplants. I think that some of the plant foldies really like that houseplant tour. So definitely check out Caleb's Tropicals. When you think about anthuriums, he has amazing ones. And again, we want to support local businesses, local vendors, local plant growers. And so definitely check that out. And I would even say, as I pick up these plants, show you the beginning of this video, Ruibal always sources out so many plants. So yes, we're going to be featuring this part 1 of 2-part series for Ruibal, just so we can look at the actual indoor tropical plants. But part 2 will actually feature their gift shop area where they have a plethora of different types of planters, plant accessories, books, just all the things that are very much planty themed. So stay tuned for that. I do think that Ruibal definitely deserves a feature on this channel because this is one of the major nurseries out in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. We do have a very strong plant community, and anybody that actually visits Dallas, especially if you are going to be going to PlantCon 2025 on October, I think 18th and 19th in Dallas, Texas this year, definitely go visit some of the local plant nurseries I've shown you. Now, I'm just going to go ahead and show you some more plants. You can see right here, this is an Imidrium silver. This is a beautiful plant. The thing about it is this plant has to climb. This plant needs a lot of bright light. Otherwise, it will not fenestrate its leaves. The leaves will get smaller and smaller. And if it doesn't have enough lighting conditions, it's actually going to just shoot runners, meaning it's going to shoot a stem and a node, but no leaf. So that's the only problem about Imidrium silver. It is a beautiful plant. It's kind of like an Epipremnum pinnatum, where if you don't give it enough bright indirect light, it will also get leggy and not have any foliage. So it'll shoot runners. Same thing with Syndapsis too. So, you know, as far as lighting conditions go, especially for the plants that can possibly trail, but really these plants really want to grow up, lighting is a very big factor in the growth of foliage. Now over here, we've got a green Marantha. This one is in an 8-inch planter. And I mean, look at how massive this is. I love the look of that green Marantha. And then we also have a hanging basket of silver band Marantha. Now this particular Marantha was a little bit more uncommon a couple years back. This one is for $28.99. What a beautiful specimen. And I've had one of these before. I actually ended up buying it at a local grocery store called HEB for $5. And unfortunately, that plant went to plant heaven because I wasn't able to maintain the watering requirements it needs. Speaking of watering requirements, you already know if we go to a nursery, I look for Aglaonemas. So I'm pretty sure that there may be some new viewers and subscribers. So let me just kind of talk you through Aglaonemas. I am addicted to Aglaonemas. The plant foldy community is addicted to Aglaonemas, or at least y'all pretend to be, or just to be nice. I don't know, but I know for a fact I am a certified addict when it comes to Aglaonemas. I need this in my life. I think that these are such amazing plants. This one is the Aglaonema Red Siam, and what makes Aglaonemas very much a special plant is the care requirements, the varieties of plants, the unknown tapped market of Aglaonemas. I keep telling local vendors and even major nurseries that if you are able to get plants from like overseas in Southeast Asia, honestly, if you have Instagram, go ahead and follow at AgloMart88. You will see that all of these large Aglaonemas with such beautiful colors we don't see in the United States. So I truly believe with all my heart that this plant will become a trending plant, or at least a plant that's going to get a little bit more notice. The thing about plants, and as we look at some of these like classic plants like this neon pothos, that's my favorite pothos to grow. These plants end up becoming more trending because either somebody is talking about it, more content is being created about it, but even more so, the allure and the varieties of plants. That's really what makes people really interested. I know that some plants become very popular, very trendy because people are able to hybridize them, cross-pollinate them, create their own hybrids. Thus is the example of, say, anthurium hybrids. They are just popping off everywhere, and even with the variegated varieties of anthuriums that are coming from Southeast Asia into the US market, that's going to be another trend. But I would even say with plants that are trending, you can go to Ruibal's Nursery, for instance, and just find yourself classic, easy care plants for beginners at a very cost-effective and budget-friendly price. We just saw a bunch of Sansevieria or snake plants, and then take a look at all of these Dracaenas right over here. All of them are low light tolerant and drought tolerant. We do have a philodendron. I think this is either a mame. This one right here has a little bit of cosmetic damage. This one does need quite a bit of humidity in order to combat potential spider mite outbreaks because it's very susceptible to that. Then we also have a variegated Schefflera Moondrop. What a beautiful plant. This one is often offered by Costa Farms as an exotic angel plant, but you can see local nurseries will have this one as well. This is my first time really seeing this particular Dracaena. This is called a Dracaena Christi. And what's interesting about Dracaena Christi is this one is for $21.99. But what's interesting is this is in a 6-inch planter with 2 Dracaenas. But look at the foliage of the leaves. It's got more of a yellowish neon tone, more so than the lime light, because it does have that green, dark green streak in the middle. What a beautiful plant. And again, Dracaenas. We talk about Aglaonemas being the underdog, being overlooked. Dracaenas are not even looked at. I just feel like unless I am not watching the right content on YouTube, I don't see a lot of people talking about Dracaenas, and I do think that that is a consistent performer. I have had a Dracaena, for instance, that I have not watered for more than 2-3 months, and it's still living. It's actually not trying to go to plant heaven. So there you go. Now over here on plant foldies, we've got a philodendron golden crocodile. Look at that beautiful neon colored leaf, and look at the serration of the leaf. And then we have some more Monstera deliciosas. Monsteras are always going to be a fun plant to grow. I think that the green variety, the just Monstera deliciosa in general, will always remain to be a classic plant, even though it has kind of been overshadowed by a lot of its counterparts, the variegated types of monsteras, but I still find it beautiful. Now, I honestly was not expecting to see an Aglaonema Etta Rose in a 6-inch planter like this with this quality. So I was actually not intending to buy an Aglaonema Etta Rose, but yeah. Plant foldies, you already know, I'm going to go ahead and spend $26.99 for this beautiful Aglaonema. For anybody that actually works for Ruibals, for anybody that actually is the buyer for Ruibals, please consider carrying even more Aglaonema varieties. I will even do my very best to promote people to go to Ruibals and buy Aglaonemas the same way I promoted people buying all of those uncommon and rare Aglaonemas from a local plant shop called Peta's Planters out in Garland, Texas. So, you know, for me, y'all need to go ahead and just get some more Aglaonemas, but I'm very excited to see an Aglaonema at Tarot's, $26.99. Look at the size of it. It's super full. And we also have some more Aglaonema. So this one right here is an Aglaonema Adela, and this one has 4 plants in one. So for $26.99, you can get 4 Aglaonema Adela. And this one right here has becoming a little bit more readily seen in at least local plant nurseries out in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Look at the faint pink stems. Look at the speckling of the leaves. Aglaonema just do it for me. And I know that some people may not really be all about the Aglaonema, but you know what? Sometimes people find joy in the most simplest things, whether it's just the look of the plant, the stem color of the plant, or better yet, just the plant itself. Aglaonema green papaya. It is a more subtle green Aglaonema, but I've actually been collecting a lot of large jumbo size Aglaonemas. And then you can see right over here, we have another Aglaonema. So this isn't 100% confirmed, but let me just put it out here for anybody that is a diehard Aglaonema fan or anybody that likes Aglaonema. What if I told you I was in collaboration with a major nursery to create and produce and publish a hard copy book of Aglaonema, Aglaonema varieties, and Aglaonema care tips? Would you purchase that potentially at, say, a major international plant show sometime in the future? I'm just gonna put it like that because it's not 100% confirmed. We've got a lot of the written work done. We've got to get it proofread. We've just got to make sure that all of the graphics and everything is together. But I'm super excited because I've already seen the rough draft of that plant. So stay tuned for that. And if you are a plant foldie and you are interested in purchasing that Aglaonema book, please, 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 I would love for you to leave that in the comments section below. Anyways, let me just continue to pick up these plants. We're going to go ahead and finish off this area right over here of plants, and then we're going to go into the second greenhouse, the main area where most people shop. Want to start their morning at Ruibal's Plants of Texas? The beautiful plants that we are seeing, the gentle light of the sun just hitting these plants, and just the amount of varieties of plants, the merchandising, the health of the plants, the plant prices. This is just the beginning of the video, and I hope if you made it this far into the videos, all I ask plant foldies and new viewers, number one, make sure you are pressing that subscribe button with all the notifications turned on. Number 2, press the like button for this video. And then once you press the like button for this video, let's hype this video up by the new feature by pressing the hype button. Again, it definitely helps push this content out to more plant lovers like yourself. And to me, I would hope that this video can reach out to more plant lovers because we want to support and promote Ruibal's Plants of Texas, because today's episode will definitely go in depth with a lot of the plants that they offer. You're going to see some beautiful lighting, some beautiful plants, some beautiful merchandising. And as a side note, you will also hear me chat your ear off for more than an hour. So you can always press the mute button if you don't want to hear me talk, but you can also enjoy the relaxing music. This actual soundtrack is created by my friend Jordan. It is actually called Nutrients, the track that is playing right now. You know the saying, when people say plants make people happy, I would also say that plants will always bring us joy. And the fact that I was actually off for 3 days, I had a 3-day weekend, to wake up super early, to drive down to Dallas and just to experience Ruibals and to take you alongside with me, that is a lot of joy that I'm also bringing for myself. And hopefully as we start to walk toward this part of the nursery, you're going to bring, get some joy as well, because there are even more plants. I also love the fact that they do have outdoor garden plants. We're not really going to delve into that too much, but I also wanted to show you the gorgeous plants in the arrangement they have here. You can see that we have a beautiful Croton Petra. You know, I talk about like not getting a Croton Petra, but I might end up doing it. I just have to really get my space aligned and organized. But I mean, look at this right here. Look at all of the beautiful colors. I'm gonna stop talking for a minute and I'm just gonna keep just walking around and showing you what plants they offer. Feel free to leave in the comment section what you think. Definitely leave some positive comments for Ruibals, because I would love their staff to feel appreciated, because we wanna show them that positivity and kindness, and better yet, let's spend all our money at Ruibals. The only thing that would have maybe topped this local nursery plant shopping video as I came over here early morning is maybe having a cup of matcha latte. I don't know if you guys are into matcha, but I absolutely love it. As much as I absolutely love seeing this gorgeous variegated philodendron giganteum. It is a giant plant, and you can see that it is a statement piece plant. Look at that variegation, and look at how Ruibals makes their nursery very much so seasonally relevant. So all of the sea of colors with the crotons, with this particular variegated philodendron, it is a sight to behold. And that's the reason why I feel like a lot of content creators will go out to Ruibals Plants of Texas, this particular branch, because of the styling, the merchandising, and just how full this nursery is. I definitely was not wanting to buy a croton, but I would say I was super tempted to the point where I almost picked up this croton, for instance, for $14.99 and thought about buying it, but then I went ahead and held off from it. I think if I had my home arranged and all of my plants in 100% stable condition, I would add more plants. But here's my thing about growing plants and having an indoor tropical paradise. You have to make sure that your space is organized. You have to make sure you have the right environmental factors to make sure that these plants will grow in your care, because if you're spending a lot of time trying to keep them alive, then it's not really satisfying. It's honestly more stressful, and plants should bring us joy. Plants should de-stress us. And this plant is definitely going to bring me joy. So I am so excited, plant foldies. It is still here. This is the Aglaonema Velvet. This one right here is not a bad price at all. I am going to definitely buy this. You already know that I'm gonna buy this. This is another one that I intended to go shopping for. I wasn't planning on getting the Etta Rose, but I'm definitely gonna buy it. And there is a second one to the point where I almost wanted to buy both of them. These are for $49.99, but for a jumbo Aglaonema like this, come on now, plant foldies, you would probably buy this Aglaonema too. If you are a huge fan of Aglaonemas and you have Aglaonemas to share, definitely use the hashtag popularize Aglaonema if you post on Instagram, if you post on Facebook, and if you are interested in buying that Aglaonema Spring Snow. This one is also for $49.99. These are all in 10-inch planters, very good sizes. And then look at this gorgeous Aglaonema Silver Bay. That is the classic Aglaonema. That is also for $49.99. So success, I'm happy it's here, but let's continue on with this shopping excursion or plant nursery tour. I hope you guys are enjoying this so far, and I hope you guys are inspired to start your day off at some point and visit Ruibal's Plants of Texas. So we're going to go ahead and look at some more Dieffenbachia. This one is a beautiful Dieffenbachia Tropic Marianne. I think this one is also for $26.99. Doesn't it look like an Aglaonema? I don't know. Let me know in the comment section, plant foldies. And I know I've been asking a lot of people to leave comments because I honestly love to get to know y'all. I love really engaging with the plant foldy community. So definitely let me know your thoughts, because right now my thoughts are, I wish I could be back at Ruibal's Plants of Texas because of all of these gorgeous plants. So I'm just going to continue to walk around here and show you these plants. But I am very, very much excited that we found the Aglaonema Velvet. And I am actually in love with this Tradescantia Velvet as well for $9.99 in a 4-inch planter. Super cute. I actually saw this at a recently opened grocery store called Whole Foods where I am based at, and I am really thinking about getting this. Tradescantia are super easy to propagate. You can literally propagate them directly into soil, and I mean that's just a really interesting texture. That like webbing, velvety texture, that's just really interesting. And I don't know, plant foldies, let me know in the comment section what you think, but would you buy this plant? If so, definitely go to Ruibal's and buy it. It's only for $9.99. But anyways, plant foldies, let's continue to walk around and look at these plants. Have all of these plants arranged where they look like Aglaonema. Like, I mean, this is a really good Dieffenbachia $31.99. But look at how many plants there are in this 6-inch planter. Super full, super lush. Should I buy a Dieffenbachia? Should I go back to Ruibals and buy a Dieffenbachia? They have so many varieties, and these ones are super lush and full. I don't know. I'm so tempted, but I know that I'm going to spend way more money that is really allotted for my budget. I have to say it is definitely super tempting to want to pick up an Aglaonema, or better yet, this Dieffenbachia right here. I'm gonna go ahead and put it in out there for anybody that wants to possibly give a super sticker, a super thanks, which is basically a monetary tip that you can give a content creator on YouTube. It definitely helps with the sustainability of the channel, and truth be told, it would possibly help fund some of the other plants that I didn't buy at Ruibals. But you know, jokes aside, if you do want to support the channel, that is one way. But really, just watching the video and engaging, pressing the like button is really all I ask for, because we do have such an amazing community here, and I really hope that you guys are enjoying this beautiful morning that I spent at Ruibals Plants of Texas. I mean, you can see this gorgeous philodendron pink princess and even more Dieffenbachia right here. I'm just gonna go ahead and keep picking up these varieties. So there's many different ones. I don't know the plant names on it, so I'm not gonna put out the specific plant names for these ones, but know that these are available at Ruibals Plants of Texas. And you'll notice that the Dieffenbachia, so it looks like it's been chopped in the very middle, and it has actually promoted at least 4 growth points per plant, so you're getting a lot more out of it. This one has several growth points, and if you look at that really closely, there's about 6 of them from the main branch. So maybe that is one way, is just to chop it all the way back to its stump and then just letting the growth points come out. Dieffenbachias are propagated through plant separation or plant cuttings. And then you can even see right here, we have a variegated Alocasia odora also available, and this is really a pretty plant. That one is for $100 and $199.99. So it's a little bit pricey, but if you like alocasias like this, I would recommend growing this outdoors in a shaded area where it gets morning light like it's getting now, and it will actually grow very fast. we don't often see. This is a Dracaena white aspen. Beautiful plant. It's just very challenging to keep the white variegation from browning. So I am just going to go ahead and admire this Dracaena from afar, or better yet, just admire it whenever I am at Ruibal's Plants of Texas. And then you can see right here, we do have some more anthuriums, and this is what I was talking about. Look at this gorgeous Aglaonema camouflage. So they also have this variety, and this one is for $19.99. It also, does it not look like an Aglaonema? Maybe I'm just going crazy for Aglaonema, but basically these plants remind me of Aglaonema. And then over here, we've got an anthurium, we've got a Pelea peperomoides, or the UFO plant. And take a look at this for my Syngonium lovers. This is a Syngonium Thai Pink Splash, $19.99. And you can literally buy this, and look, it's already got about 3 to 4 nodes you can cut and make propagations from. That's one way you can increase a plant collection, is just through plant propagation. This one is already starting to vine, so you can get more of that. You can root those in water. And then we have more Croton petras, but I mean, I'm just going to take a little bit of time to keep showing you these plants. So here is the thing. Here is the deal, right? Plant foldies, do you see what I see? I know you see what I see. That is an Aglaonema red Siam, and I know you guys will see me feature this whenever I do big box store plant shopping videos. But have you ever seen one this lush, this full, and this compact? This one is for only $39.99. Yeah, so I wasn't trying to spend more than $100+ today at Ruibal, so I hate the fact that I left that Aglaonema red Siam, but I am really tempted to come back and buy it. Maybe I can buy it as my wedding anniversary gift for myself. I don't know, plant folies, let me know. So like I said again, if you want to support me and actually let me buy that Aglaonema red Siam, feel free to either join my YouTube membership tier, or drop a super sticker or super thanks monetary tip, or even better yet, bring more joy by just gifting more people YouTube membership tiers. 5 lucky plant foldies, a super plant foldie membership. So you can see that that was only for $39.99, but you can see we do have more Aglaonema red Siams here. Honestly, I do like the larger jumbo size ones, because if you see my home, and yes, I promise y'all, I am really working on doing a houseplant tour. I have my entryway, my atrium, with all of these jumbo Aglaonemas in these minimalistic pots that I bought from IKEA. Yes, I'm very much into interior design, home decor, so definitely check that out. But this one is for $23.99. Look at these Aglaonema red Siams. I already know this is like very common for people to see. Most people wouldn't even really grow this plant, but I don't know. Is that just crazy of me to just really be excited about that? It's the same thing with this anthurium, right? This is one of the more blooming anthuriums, but most people are not running to grow this particular anthurium, but it is such a stunner as well. I am saving money to buy this type of anthurium, but it's called Anthurium shibori, which is basically a pink variegated anthurium of this nature. And it's one of those plants that I like the consistency of the blooms of this plant. $24.99 at Ruibal's today. Let me know what you think about this particular anthurium, and we're just going to continue to walk around and pick up some plants. like the Calathea ornata. I mean, look at the pinstripes that it has and then the purple undersides of the leaves. But Calatheas, they just don't like me. I have sent so many Calatheas to Plant Heaven, so I am just going to keep them here at this nursery where it has better conditions for them to grow long term. And then we have a sea of silver band marantha. We've got some pothos plants here. We've just got a lot of plants going on. We've got a beautiful Syndapsis silver Ann. Look at that, and it's already trailing. It's got large leaves. And the lighting, I'm telling y'all, that morning light is really the best time for me to go film plants. I just wish I had more days off. I don't know about y'all, but do you ever just wish you didn't have to work, where you could just surround yourself with plants, eat good food, have great company, and just relax? Alas, that is not necessarily the case for all of us, but I'm hoping that someday I'll be able to retire and just truly immerse myself in plants and just being present with the people that I love. Because this is the kind of experience I want to share, not only with the Plantfoldy community, but I also want to share these types of moments where we can go to a big box store, or better yet, a local plant nursery like this. This is where we need to be at. This is where we all need to be celebrating because of all of the plants that, say, Ruibal has over here. I mean, this right here is a Fatschederia, which is basically a Hydra helix, and a Fatschedera hybrid, if that makes sense. So it's like an upright English ivy right over here. It is on a little stake to let it grow up. I've had one of these before, a variegated one, but it just hasn't done very well for me indoors because, you guessed it, it is very much so spider mite prone. We have a bunch of Dracaenas here, and as you notice, this is another indoor tropical jungle. A little bit more tamed. It's not like some of the other ones that we've seen at all of the other local Dallas nurseries. But do you see the running theme when it comes to shopping local, supporting local and small businesses? You see quality, you see passion, and you just see such a great arrangement. And so I'm just going to continue to pan around here, give you some beautiful shots of this beautiful morning at Ruibal's Plants of Texas. tell, I love to play that particular track. It's called Twilight, and it's created by my friend Jordan. I just really love the violin. And when you mix it with a beautiful morning at Ruibal's, I just make it feel like it's going to be a very relaxing ambiance. Feel free to let me know in the comment section what you think of some of the music that I play during my plant shopping videos, because I am just really enjoying playing back and doing this voiceover to show you how beautiful the plants are. I mean, we are looking at a Ficus altissima right over here, and we saw a bunch of beautiful large Monstera Thai constellations. We've got some Ficus elastica ruby and Ficus elastica tanikis. Look at that variegation. It looks like a watercolor painting. And some of these plants, like even these rubber tree plants, I feel like are a little bit now underrated. I don't think nearly as many people want to grow these plants, but for me, the success rate for growing these types of plants that require a little bit more light is definitely taking them outdoors. I'm really a big advocate when it comes to growing your plants outdoors in a shaded area, especially in a time where you can basically grow them without having to fear them like freezing to death because of the weather. I do feel like a lot of plants, especially these tropical plants, if you can at least provide them morning sunlight and then protection from the afternoon sun, you are going to be able to grow them into large sizes. But that's just really my opinion. Some people want to just grow their plants indoors, which is fine, but I feel like it's less work when you grow them outdoors. I learned that not too long ago from my grandmother, my Lola Belen. And for those that don't know, my Lola, which means grandmother in Tagalog, which is the national language of the Philippines, she is 90 years old. For those that are asking about her, she is doing fine. I actually recently talked to her. She's working very hard to recover. She actually had a slight accident where she ended up falling and fracturing her hip, but she is a fighter, and she believes she will be able to walk without a walker within the next month. So please continue to send those prayers out to her. And she says thank you to the plant foldies that always send positivity, love, and really wish her good health, because she does mean so much to me. She inspires me to just show that kindness. And again, that is a running theme in a lot of my videos, is to remind people that kindness is everything. Kindness is free. It's easier to be kind than to foster negativity. And so if you, for some reason, get the thought to not be kind to somebody, kind of step back and think, do you really want to be treated that way? Would you want somebody to talk to you that way? Would you like somebody else to treat you that way? I am going on a little bit of a tangent, but you know, as I create this content, it is very important for me to utilize social media presence as a force for good, and more so just to allow people to be themselves, but to also be themselves in a respectful manner. That's going to be something I'm going to touch base on during my live streams, which I am going to schedule after the live premieres on Sunday. So typically I will do a live premiere for anybody that wants to follow me at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. I will already have a live stream scheduled to where we can interact. You can ask me questions. I might show you my plants. I'll let you know about my plants. And that's going to be more of a running dialogue for anybody that wants to tune in. Now, if you're just here for the plants, I totally get it. And you can see right here, Ruibal's Plant of Texas, all of these gorgeous plants. And this is only part 1 of 2, because we're also going to go inside and take a look at their gift shop, all of the plant styling that they have, because you can see right here, look at this greenery. So let's go ahead and just keep walking around as I round out this video for today. You can see we've got some beautiful Monstera deliciosas. So if you want a large plant and you don't really want to grow it out, or you don't have the patience to wait for it to get to those sizes, Ruibal's got you. They have some large foliage plants, and they are super healthy, super lush, and they are affordably priced. And they also have a bunch of these hanging baskets. So We saw an Epipremnum pinnatum marble earlier that was staked up. This is a hanging basket. So if you want it to be trailing, you can also get one of the trailing ones. And then we also have all of these plants right here. So you can see this is an example of the Epipremnum pinnatum marble reverting to green, which is fine too because it still has the fenestrations. And then we also have more of these ficus plants. This one is a ficus Audrey. Mine is growing outdoors in full sun and it is growing at a faster rate. I remember having it actually grow on my my window seal, south-facing window, and it still didn't get enough light, but putting it outdoors has really pushed out a lot of new growth. So that's really a secret of mine, or more so a tip for anybody that wants to grow these ficus plants at a more rapid pace. And then look at this. This is a Dieffenbachia camouflage, or maybe a Dieffenbachia sublime, but it is a stunner. So plant foldies, what do y'all think about Ruibal's Plants of Texas? Did you see some plants that you wanted to buy? Did it inspire you to take a trip to Ruibal's Plants of Texas? I hope you guys will actually visit this location. This is a beautiful one. I would highly suggest going early morning when they open up, because look at that beautiful Mother Nature at its finest with all of this morning light, this lush greenery. It is really good for your well-being and mental health, or at least for me. I've had a wonderful experience just taking you alongside with me. I am so excited that I'm going to be getting those Aglaonema as well. As always, please consider joining my YouTube membership tier. Again, it is only for the price of a cup of coffee, $2.99. You will get access to more exclusive content. And my name is Richie at Growfolds. Please press that subscribe button if you haven't already, with all the notification bell on. There are some videos popping up on the screen, so go ahead and check out those videos. I will see you for part 2 on the next one. Good day, my plant foldies. This is Richie at Growfolds, and today we'll be local nursery plant shopping at Ruibal's Plants of Texas in Dallas, Texas. This is part 2 of my local nursery plant shopping series. As always, please make sure you are taking the time to press the thumbs up or like button for this video, as well as the hype button once the video ends. And if you want to join my YouTube membership tier for more exclusive plant content, press the join button if you are watching this on a computer, or if you'd like to join my membership, you can also click on the link that is pinned in the comment section. I love to connect with future subscribers, so follow my Instagram at growfolds. That is the fastest and most direct way to get in touch with me directly if you have any questions about the plants. But it is still a glorious, beautiful morning when I went and visited another iconic nursery out in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. For those that are new to the channel, I call my viewers and subscribers plant foldies. Welcome. My name is Richie and I do daily 1-hour plant shopping videos, whether it is at a big box store or an amazing local nursery such as Ruibal's Plants of Texas. So as you can see right here, the morning light is just absolutely stunning. You know, whenever I go film plant content like this, I really like to start my days off super early because the sun is super gentle, the lighting is perfect, and I feel like I'm a little bit more productive when it comes to just going plant shopping if I start my day off like that. Like you can see right over here, it is signaling the fall season. Today is actually the first day of fall, or so I believe it is. And you know, whenever fall season comes around, it is literally mums and crotons that are available. But I mean, look at how beautiful Ruibal's Plants of Texas is. If you are somebody that is going to visit the Dallas-Fort Worth area, this one is near the Farmers Market branch. I would highly recommend going to this particular location. There are many other locations of Ruibal's Plants of Texas, but this is the one I would consider the flagship store. And take a look at this. Look at these beautiful croton mames as the gentle morning sun hits this. And I had to spend about 2 hours whenever I actually went down to Dallas to film this beautiful plant nursery. Ruibal's has always been a great stop for me to go plant shopping. I mean, look at this philodendron variegated giganteum, and this is definitely a giant philodendron. The variegation is stunning, and that is another plant that if I had the space, I would definitely add that to my collection. You can see right here we have a lot of flowering begonias. I am not a begonia expert, but what I can tell you is in terms of the plant tags that Ruibal's has, they have a QR code with the specific plant care tips, and to me I think that that is really important in terms of selling plants. If you have basic plant care tips, I know oftentimes the viewers go and tune into my plant shopping videos because of the plant care tips that I provide. I am not an expert by any means. A lot of my experience when it comes to plants has to do with the fact that I learned it from my grandmother, my Lola Belen. She is 90 years old, and for those that didn't know, my grandmother is literally the inspiration, the reason why I have even grown up to love plants. So you know, with her, she recently had surgery. She had a little accident where she fractured her hip, but she is on the way for recovery. So again, for the plant foldie community, thank you so much for all your prayers and your support. I definitely want to connect with her and just keep you guys updated. Know that she is doing very well, and she did say she thanks all the plant foldies for the prayers and concern. Anyways, getting back to this gorgeous plant nursery, I mean, take a look at these beautiful begonias and just all of the plants that are in this particular greenhouse. So they have 2 houses with different plants. I mean, look, massive plant organization. Everything about Ruibal's Plants of Texas is amazing. And again, plant foldies or anybody that is visiting the Dallas-Fort Worth area, Ruibal's Plants of Texas in the farmers market area, you definitely need to make a trip here. Now, PlantCon 2025 in Dallas, Texas will be happening October 18th, October 19th. If you are planning to take a trip to Dallas, I am going to go ahead and stitch up a day tour of all of the local plant nurseries I would recommend, as well as big box stores that you could possibly visit. I'm going to make a little bit of a roadmap for that. In terms of Ruibal's Plants of Texas, again, they do have socials, so please follow them on Instagram. Please make sure you are pressing the thumbs up or like button for this video. I know you hear me. I know you're listening. Let's just go ahead and press that button. And at the end of the video, there is a new feature called the hype button, where you slide to the left and you can hype up a video. This will actually push this video to more plant lovers. And we want to do that so we can actually spread awareness to such a beautiful plant nursery such as Ruibal's Plants of Texas. Really wanted to say thank you to the Ruibal staff staff for reaching out as well and sharing my video on their Instagram. I think it's really important to support local and small businesses as much as we do big box store plant shopping. It's just amazing to go to these local and small businesses because look at this. Where do you find a massive Monstera Thai constellation? So I'm just going to go pan around, show you the gorgeousness of this particular plant. And know that Monstera Thai constellation used to be super expensive. Now you can get statement pieces like this with a bunch of crotons as the background. And fall season is full effect. Love it. Absolutely love it. I love the cooler weather. The only thing I don't like about fall is that the days are shorter, meaning my plants that I'm growing outdoors that are supposed to be indoor tropical plants have to start getting ready to be brought in and overwinterized. But let's continue to just walk around this beautiful nursery. Feel free to leave in the comment section what you think about Ruibals. Hopefully we can send some positivity, good vibes only. And the soundtrack I'm playing currently is called Gentle Light, and that gentle light, hitting all of these beautiful plants at Ruibals this morning is just amazing. I mean, you can see right here, we do have tons of Dieffenbachia, different varieties of Dieffenbachia. And when you really look at the leaf shape of the Dieffenbachia, it looks very similar to an Aglaonema. And you already know, plant foldies, I love Aglaonema. I am addicted to Aglaonema. I think everybody needs to add an Aglaonema to your plant collection. So let's go ahead and run, not walk to Ruibals and buy ourselves an Aglaonema and all of the other plants that they have available. But in all seriousness though, these are beautiful plants. Dieffenbachia for me though is a little bit more of a challenging plant. I think it's challenging because it does need quite a bit of bright indirect light. As far as its growth, it's a pretty fast grower. It is definitely not pet friendly because the sap from its leaves is highly toxic to humans and definitely to animals. So be careful whenever you are exposing or making cuts for your Dieffenbachia if you were to propagate it. I actually have a set of 2 hens, a Barred Rock hen by the name of Charlotte, as well as a Rhode Island Red by the name of Catriona. Those are my 2 pet chickens. And as I've become a chicken parent and raising my chickens from day one, they're about 4.5 months old, almost 5 months old. I have to really be cognizant about even the plants that are not pet friendly, because chickens will basically bite into anything. So I definitely don't want them biting into, say, a Dieffenbachia. So side note on that, for anybody that has pets, as much as we love some of these plants, we do have to do our little bit research for what plants are pet friendly and what plants are highly toxic. Ficus lyrata, love this plant. Some people find this a finicky plant, but to me, as long as you stay on top of the watering and you provide it with lots of bright indirect light or bright light in general, it is going to do fine. We've got a beautiful variegated Chiflera right here. This one is actually a plant that I would love to grow indoors long term. It can become a full-blown tropical tree in terms of just the beauty of it. I love the variegation. It's a very easy to care for plant. Oftentimes in other parts of the world, such as Southeast Asia, these plants are grown as either trees or tropical shrubs. This one does require bright indirect light. It can be a little bit more spider mite prone and mealybug prone. So just make sure that you are providing it the best growing conditions, because I have a couple of people that have struggled with plant pests, and oftentimes it is because the plant is stressed, and you just have to make sure that you're giving it the most optimal condition. But I mean, look at how gorgeous Ruibal's plant of Texas looks like. I mean, all of the greenery alongside with the juxtaposition of all of the colors from the crotons and the blooming plants. Fall season again is in full effect. Let me know in the comment section, plant foldies, what plants that you are growing for the fall season. Do you plan to plant some trees for next year? Because I know that I will be visiting another local plant nursery called Metro Maples, which is a Japanese maple nursery out in Fort Worth, Texas, to possibly pick up some plants so I can do my fall planting. But as you can see right here, I'm just going to go ahead and continue to walk around and show you the plants. In terms of Ruibal's Plants of Texas, they do offer a lot of different types of plant supplies. And today, as I finish up the greenhouse and showcase a couple of succulents, we are going to go into the gift shop area, where we're going to talk about how to utilize your plants for home decor and plant styling, how to elevate your interior of your home to give it a better value through your plants. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. That's something that really interests me, because along with just the beautiful foliage of these plants, for instance, we have nurseries like this that can provide a lot of the plant styling ideas. I know that Ruibal's has tons of terrariums and different types of planty fixtures, and we're going to see that. But let's go ahead and walk through this little forest of Sansevieria and ZZ plants. All of them are easy care plants, and we're going to head up to the area where they have the succulents and cactus. But crotons, how do you not get into crotons, and how do you not have yourself an Epipremnum pinnatum Cebu blue? That is a plant that is endemic to my family's home country, which is, you guessed it, the Philippines. A proud Filipino American here. Super excited to see the progress of just all of the plants that come from the Philippines. And I did want to be off topic slightly and just say, I am with my countrymen in the Philippines right now. They are struggling to clean up the government. A corrupt government is terrible, and I am glad that people are utilizing their freedom of speech to raise their voice and raise their flag. So hopefully those that are going to be accountable for that corruption, taking money away from the people, are held accountable. So it's really great that we live in a free world, or at least in a free country, where we are able to stand up and protest peacefully. I always say it is okay to have a disagreement with somebody, but to make sure that we always uplift love, and through love there is a mutual respect for each other. I think when we stopped having open dialogue or challenge each other on whatever views we have, per instance, in a respectful manner, that is where we end up having conflict. But let me get off of that topic. I don't want this to be all political, because I don't want it to be all controversial. I did just want to point out at the fact that I have seen the news, and oftentimes whenever you go into the news or social media, you see things that are not always in the positive light. And for this channel, I like to send good vibes only. And for those that didn't know, I am actually starting to schedule live stream premieres on my YouTube channel on Sundays, right after the live premiere of the regular plant shopping video. I was able to do one for about an hour and 15 minutes where I just talk to the plant foldy community. So I hope you guys will tune into that, meaning you need to make sure that you are actually subscribed to the YouTube channel, but not only subscribe to the YouTube channel, you want to make sure that you're pressing all the notifications on in order to actually have that notification of the live stream. If you missed it, you can always go under the YouTube channel and go under lives, and you will see that there is a playlist for that. So anyways, plant foldies, as you can see right here, in between all of my chatter, you can tell that I'm a really chatty person. You can see that Ruibal has so many beautiful planters. I really like the granite look of those planters. I do like terracotta planters the most though, and the reason being is I feel like terracotta planters are very much so classic. You can see that they even have Halloween fall themes to it, but in terms of just the color of terracotta, I just find it very relaxing, very soothing, very classic, and as well as elegant. I could have a full collection of plants potted up in terracotta, and you can't do wrong with that. Now we're going to look at some of the plants that are grown outdoors. One is going to be the plumeria, and I did want to say thank you to the viewer that went to Hawaii and got me the scent of Maui, a plumeria cutting, and I am currently propagating and rooting it. But plumerias are beautiful. I didn't even realize how easy you can take care of them. Now for my grow zone, which is North Dallas 8B, these plants will go a little bit dormant. They'll lose a lot of their leaves because of the cold weather, but look at how beautiful the blooms are. But plumerias are very fragrant smelling flowers, and I absolutely love that. So let's go ahead and continue to walk around and see what other plants we have available here. It is such a beautiful morning, and I will ask the viewers that are currently watching this video, what is your morning routine? What do you do when you wake up in the morning? For me, I definitely want to brush my teeth, create a cup of coffee, or better yet, I love drinking Japanese green tea, so I'll make me green tea. I will go outside and check on my hens, feed them, and then water my plants before I go to work. So speaking of plants, look at these trays and trays of beautiful, colorful coleus plants. Now, coleus plants, again, are very much underrated plants. I think oftentimes people will consider them as a patio plant that you would grow as an annual, but you can grow these plants long-term indoors as a house plant. And even in Europe, there is a huge following of coleus plants. They're called the palif leaf plants. And I mean, take a look at that. I love the yellow foliage of this with the morning light hitting this. It is just absolutely stunning. And I'm assuming that these particular varieties of coleus are sun tolerant, meaning they can take full sun. Lots of coleus varieties are really more for the shaded area, but these ones I believe are what you call sun coleus. They can grow into massive sizes, and you can even shape them into being like really colorful shrubs. Beautiful plants. Some people will grow them and braid them into like full-blown trees. So in terms of another plant that is a little bit more unique, not necessarily trending, I did want to go ahead and talk about coleus plants. Coleus plants, again, are very much thirsty plants as well, so you need to make sure that you are watering them consistently, because if you don't, their leaves are going to definitely droop. So we're just going to keep walking around here, and then we're going to spin around and take a look at the succulents and cactus that this nursery has to offer. In terms of the succulents and cactus that they have available, they do have a wide variety of succulents and cactus. This is something that I don't really know a lot about, but what I do know is the varieties of succulents and cactus that they have available range from common to uncommon to rare, and I really like that they have a very diverse selection of succulents and cactus. I know not everybody is into succulents and cactus on the YouTube channel, but like I said again, I like to diversify the type of plant content I have because I want to really cater to everybody on this channel. So take a look at these beautiful plants. Feel free to let me know what you think in the comment section below, but I'm just going to go ahead, walk around and show you the Ruibal's Plants of Texas selection of succulents and cactus. This is absolutely stunning. This is a euphorbia ghost. I actually have a very small one. This one is a very slow growing euphorbia, but either way, if you give it a lot of bright light, it does get pink margins and pink edges. And then you can see there is another euphorbia right over here. So as I mentioned before with Ruibal's Plants of Texas, there is a plant for everybody, and that's the reason why I highly encourage people to actually shop and check out this location. foldies, just all of the varieties that they have. And then over here are the more uncommon varieties. We've got a booby cactus right here, super interesting cactus to say the least. I know a lot of people are into that. This one is for $40 in a 4-inch planter. And then they also have some grafted cactus available. So if you're looking for some unique varieties, Ruibal's Plants of Texas definitely has it. Again, this is the Farmers Branch location, which I prefer to go to because of the gift shop that we are going to be going into in just a minute. But I did want to feature the succulents and cactus that they had available. As we wrap up the succulents and cactus selection, I did want to talk about my official affiliate for being the affiliate for the Bonsai Supply. So check this out. Plant Foldies, I am super excited to finally show you my unboxing of the bonsai supplies that I received a generous amount from the Bonsai Supply store. This is a company that is based out in Houston, Texas. I have been using the Bonsai Supply soil for many years now. I used to buy it off of Amazon, but you can actually buy this directly from the bonsaisupply.com. And you can see right here, this is their all-purpose, fast-draining soil that you can utilize for your bonsai. And for those that don't know, the bonsai is the art of growing beautiful miniature trees, and it is one that takes so much dedication. It is definitely creating living works of art. And in order to make living works of art, you really have to have premium soil and supplies. And I am just super excited that the Bonsai Supply company sent me this package of all of the supplies that I have used for many years. So you can see right here, I am struggling to unbox this. This is the organic slow release all-purpose fertilizer that is also made and sourced out in the United States. So all of their supplies in terms of just the soils and their fertilizers are sourced out and created in the United States. You can see right here, it is a gentle organic fertilizer, and it is all-purpose, so you can utilize it for a lot of your plants. Here's the thing about the Bonsai Supply soil. It is definitely a complete soil. It is one that you can utilize as well for your succulents and cactus. So if you don't necessarily grow bonsai, you can actually utilize their soils because it is fast draining. So it's really good for even your succulents, your cactus, and your sansevieria, any type of plant that just needs fast draining soil. You can see that the Bonsai Supply has also sent me different types of wire gauges, as well as their other fertilizer right over here. You can see that this one is the non-organic fertilizer. So you have different choices, and all of these products you can find on the bonsaisupply.com or bonsaisupply.com. I do have an affiliate link for that. That is going to be in all of my descriptions for my YouTube videos. And I'm just really excited to be able to finally show you all of the amazing products that I received from Bonsai Supply. You can see right over here, this one is the black lava rock. So you can utilize these types of soils to amend your soil. So say you need to make your all-purpose soil a little bit more fast draining, you can utilize a lot of these soil amendments for it. So you can see that I've got 3 different types of soils. I am going to be using the all-purpose mixture that they already have on the very left, and I am so thankful that they even sent me other supplies such as this potting mat. And just know, Plant Foldies, that I will utilize in another video a demonstration of using all of their supplies. So I just wanted to show you guys what types of supplies I got from Bonsai Supply. Super excited that I met the owners when I was actually at PlantCon Houston 2025, and I'm just so thankful and honored that they chose me to be one of their affiliates to actually promote and share their products. I mean, you can see right here, we've got some stainless steel scissors, and what I like about the Bonsai Supply supplies that I've received in the past couple of years, aside from just getting this really generous package, is the fact that the soils do work. You can utilize it for a lot of your plants. You don't really have to worry about root rot. It is just fast draining, and I love the fact that all of the ingredients that they use is sourced from the United States. This is made in the USA, and we definitely want to support American products. This is an American company, and I just love the fact that the owners and the company really trusted me to show you all of these soils. So if you are interested in utilizing Bonsai Supply soils, please utilize my promo code for 10% off any of the supplies on your orders. Just use the promo code GROWFOLDS. It's just one word when you check out, and you will receive 10% off your entire order for these supplies. These are high quality supplies. This is some of the best bonsai supplies you can utilize, and this is just great products to use for a lot of your plants in general. So I urge everybody to follow the Bonsai Supply on Instagram and shop today. Now we are in the indoor tropical gift shop right over here. You can see that they've got lots of plant styling, and this is what I'm talking about in terms of Dallas local nurseries. I mean, look at this beautiful Epipremnum aureum neon pothos in a beautiful planter. We've got a disco ball right over here, so lots of little trinkets and different types of decoration. Look at this beautiful euphorbia, for instance. I really like this as well. It's a variegated one. This one is a Poissonii for $24.99. As I pan around the gift shop of Ruibal's Plants of Texas, you can see that this is what I was talking about in terms of aesthetics and plant styling. You can see they've got different wall frames to display plants. We've got carnivorous plants right over here, different types of light fixtures and lighting. And that's really what makes a plant collection beautiful, is how we display the plants, what type of planters we use. You can see over here, for instance, we've got a Tradescanthia Velvet. I'm actually really tempted to purchase this. Now, I remember even seeing this particular Tradescanthia available at Whole Foods grocery where they were selling it, but you can see how it is elevated with this planter here. Love the velvety texture on this particular Tradescanthia, and I just love the fact that, you know, Ruibal's actually has many different types of planters to pick from modern contemporary to traditional terracotta planters to natural ones. And you can see we've got hanging baskets, hanging planters, and easy care plants like this. So this neon pothos, for instance, is one that, yes, it is a basic plant, but you know what, by putting it in a modern looking planter, it really elevates the look of this plant. You can see that it's got a nice shiny black glaze on it. It really makes the colors pop, and that's something I am really curious to ask the plant foldies that are watching today's video, is if you actually have a very particular aesthetic when it comes to your plants and how you display them. You can see we've got some ceramic planters right over here. I would love to hang more of my planters, but it's just a little bit challenging to actually hang them up. And then here is another example of that beautiful Euphorbia Poissonii. I love the variegation, but I also love that pastel blue, sky blue planter look on it. And then, as you can see right here, this section is really about the plant merchandise, the plant products that they have available. We've got an Enjoy pothos right over here, for instance, in a beautiful planter, and we've got different types of like vases and things of that nature. So I don't know, plant foldies, if this is inspiring for you, but even going to Ruibal's Plants of Texas, just looking at the gift shop has really gotten me excited about getting my plants organized, getting my interior space for my home put together to where I can do a legitimate house plant tour. I mean, you can see here, look at the beautiful lighting on the shelves that they have. And here's the thing about Ruibal's Plants of Texas. They actually have custom made terrariums terrarium. So you can see this is a beautiful terrarium right here. You'll see the price tag for it, but terrariums are another way to bring plant into a more curated space. So you can see we have an open terrarium here with some fern. I love the rocks. And in terms of terrariums, I'm just curious if anybody else has really delved into creating your own terrariums. I have a lamp that I bought from Target, for instance, that I am going to go ahead and redo my terrarium and hopefully show the plant foldies that. But really love these different types of terrarium setups. Feel free to leave in the comment section what you think of these terrariums and plant foldies. If you made it this far into the video and you haven't pressed the thumbs up or like button for this video, definitely do that because it does help push this content out to more plant lovers like yourself. I really want to make sure we have great exposure for Ruibal's Plants of Texas, the farmers branch, market branch, because look at these beautiful setups and I just love it. This is a gorgeous Aglaonema terrarium. I just am drawn to the Aglaonema. You already know plant foldies that I absolutely love Aglaonemas. This one's super cute, so it's in a little terrarium case right there. I do think that that is an Aglaonema Valentine in Leca. So for those that actually love Aglaonemas, you can make them into terrarium type settings. You can see over here, this is another beautiful one. Now, the thing I will say about terrariums is you would definitely need to have some type of like light fixture to really highlight the terrarium. They are quite easy to make. There are some resources where you can DIY your own terrarium, but look at all of the displays that they have here at Ruibal's. And I know that we were looking at a lot of the indoor tropical plants in their greenhouse, but there is something to be said about interior design, home decor, plant styling, how to utilize plants to really decorate your home and really elevate and upgrade your home's value just because of the plant styling. So I am just curious to see what y'all think. And whenever you are shopping at Ruibal's, the gift shop, there is a very relaxing vibe about it. The one thing I would say is I wish they had like some coffee or some kind of cafe situation in this gift shop. I think more people would be hanging out and talking about plants, but I'm not complaining because look at all of the different types of plants they have. Like, look at this staghorn fern that is already mounted on a wooden plank. We've got a beautiful chiflera right here, and I really like how they've used a drawer and pulled the drawers out so you can actually display these plants, even if they are just simple but elegant trailing plants such as an Epipremnum aureum golden pothos. You can see that there is a little baby statue blowing a kiss. That's super cute. And just let's go ahead, plant foldies, and I'm just really gonna walk around and show you what kind of like home decor, plant styling ideas that you can get and you can purchase from Ruibal's Plants of Nursery, Plants of Texas, in the farmers branch market. And you can see over here more terrariums and more beautiful styling. foldies, as you've noticed, we've walked around this very niche, very stylistic plant shop, this gift shop right here at Ruibal's Plants of Texas, Farmers Market branch in downtown Dallas. You can see now that I'm going to be showing you some of the more uncommon or more rare plants alongside with easy care plants like this massive Dracaena masangiana. You can see that they've also got everybody's favorite. Say it with me. 1, 2, 3. Hedera helix. Or the correct way to say it, guys, say it with me. Hedera helix, or the English ivy. We have those even at Ruibal's gift shop. But you can see as I spin around here, this is where they have some of their more uncommon tropical houseplants in smaller forms. You can see they've got several different types of planters to pick from. So what you could do is say, grab this Pachira aquatica, and this one is not a bad price at all. And look at the nice bend on this Pachira aquatica or money tree. Super cute, and you would just need to find a catch planter or catch pot for this one, and then voila, you have a very nice and stylistic plant display. But you can see there are many different varieties of philodendrons, different types of Hoyas, Dracaenas, Syngoniums. They're all set up on this little crate right over here. And in terms of just starter plants, if you don't have a lot of space, you also have some of the little starter plants that you can pick up. You can see right here they do have these pothos plants. This one is an Enjoy pothos. And again, you know, in terms of easy plants to take care of, pothos plants in general are not only easy to care for, but they can become stylistic statement piece plants because you can grow them up a totem pole or moss pole and get larger leaves, or you can let them trail down and be a hanging basket. So that's super exciting. And you can see in this little corner is where you can find some uncommon or rare plant finds. You can see that they even have starter plants here. So 2-inch tropicals, they are for $3.99. So these would be plants that you can utilize to make into a terrarium if you would like to make a terrarium. They've got different types of plants. Like this is a nice Polea plant that they have over here, and some other stuff that they have. But let's go ahead, plant foldies, and continue to just walk around, look at the plants. I am really happy to be able to go to this plant shop because I really do believe that local nurseries, small local businesses deserve and need the awareness and excitement that you would see whenever you are going shopping. So I do encourage everybody to go to Ruibal's Plants of Texas in downtown Dallas. I would say this is a tourist attraction, a planty tourist attraction if you are wanting to go, because you can see right here we had a Monstera celtipicana next to a Epipremnum pinnatum Cebu blue. Both of them I really like. Both of them I would let trail down. Just know that those particular plants are going to need bright indirect light. Otherwise you're going to get more so runners instead of actual nodes with leaves. But you can see this one right here, beautiful one. And I am in the hunt for a Monstera celtipicana. It does look like an Epipremnum pinnatum. Now if you were to let this climb up a pole, some type of support, it will get larger leaves and potentially fenestrate. And then we also have some more philodendron hederaceum. We have the Brazil form as well as the neon form. So $14.99. Let's continue to explore and pick up some plants to see which ones you would buy and which ones I would recommend for even some interior design, home decor plant styling. foldies, what do y'all think about some of the light fixtures, the lamps, the grow lights, the plants that they have available here? Are you ready to get your interior space elevated by shopping at Ruibal's Plants of Texas in the Farmers Branch area? Highly recommend it. Let's go ahead and go shopping together. I mean, I love the fact that I'm still able to pick up a lot of these plants. So we've got Hoyas, we've got bird's nest ferns, we've got philodendrons, we've even got that Mandula pothos that I picked up. So there are many selections for your plants. I would love to be able to have all of these plants in my home, but then again, you have to have those decisions on whether you are able to maintain several of these plants. You can see we've got starter plants. They've even got a plant rug. That is super cool, where you can put a little rug underneath your plants. That might come in handy, especially if you are not using like catch trays to catch the excess water. And then this one right here is for $25.99. That is a Polynesian ivy with some spider plants. And then we also have just general pothos or Epipremnum aureum. So many plants to choose from. I love the fact that they do have the hanging basket varieties, and we have some more plants right over here. I'm going to spin around and show you the 2-inch tropical starters for $3.99. But you can even see on the far background how there is a grow light that spins around the planters as well. So really love the look of that. And I would just say that's the thing about shopping at Ruibal's, is the fact that you can find plants available at a pretty good cost. You can see we have a philodendron snowdrift right here, another philodendron snowdrift. Now the thing about this particular plant is you are going to have to provide lots of bright indirect light, otherwise it is going to revert more so to a darker green tone. It is a philodendron that is a little bit slower at growth as well. And then over here we have some more of the Gen Z type plants. Foldy, so you can see right over here that we even have the trending Anthurium hybrids. So these are for $27.99 in the 2-inch starter planters. Super cute. So if you are somebody that wants to start an Anthurium collection, and these Anthuriums, you don't find them at big box stores. That is the reason why you want to go to these local plant nurseries, because they do carry that. And then we also have some more of these starter uncommon philodendrons. There's an assorted variety. So in terms of like even smaller plants, if you just want smaller plants because you have a smaller space, Ruibal's has got you covered. You can see right here, beautiful Anthurium bird's nest over here, and many more to choose from. I'd like to know, plant foldies, what plant styling ideas you might have gotten from just looking at some of the plant interior design stuff that they have at this location. Please leave that in the comment section, and I'm just gonna go ahead and continue to walk around and show you the beautiful plants they have to offer here. Again, I am part of trying to get more of these local plant nurseries and businesses out in the DFW some more awareness, so I want to make more content featuring these amazing plant shops that we have in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. favorite part about looking into the gift shop is just seeing what a potential mock-up of a living room is. So you can see that they've got a lot of boho, you know, rattan stuff. We've got some rattan hanging baskets. We've got some furniture that also mimics that. And we've got a beautiful Monstera Deliciosa right here. You can see that they've used some leaf shine. And that's another thing in terms of just manicuring and making sure your plants look amazing. Definitely utilizing leaf shine. In my case, I use my DIY neem oil spray, so it's a pest preventative and it makes the leaves shine very beautifully. And then over here we've got some more African violets here. So they've got different types of African violet hybrids. Now these are locally sourced, which I really like, and you can see that these ones are in bloom. I love African violets. I actually have a couple in my plant collection, variegated versions, and you can see that they have some to choose from. These ones are in bloom, and you know, with African violets, this one is the Lone Star Violets Nursery that provides, so it's a local nursery out in Texas, and what I like is, look at this variegation. It's just got white or cream edges on the leaves. Beautiful plant. African violets, oftentimes people are reminded by their grandmother, because it seems like all of our grandmothers grow African violets. I like the fact that they have different varieties as well as plant sizes here, and you know, I can spend a lot more time actually in the gift shop and really going in through all of the products that they have. They also have plant books and things of that nature. And speaking of books, just know that I have some exciting news, more to come, but I am collaborating in publishing in Aglaonema plant care. So let me know if you would be interested in getting a copy, a hardbook copy of that. And speaking of plant care, look at this. Shop ClassyRabbit.com. Classy Rabbit is one of my favorite tools to use. You can see that local businesses are supporting local companies as well. So here is the product in, you know, Classy Rabbit in an actual plant nursery or plant shop. I really like that. They also have Weed the Wild neem oil spray. Love that as well. But there are many different types of plant products and options that you can choose from. So again, it's not always about just the plants, but it's also about the planters that they have. I love how they've got different color schemes organized so you can pick and choose which ones you want to put your plants in. I really love all of this. So again, if you've enjoyed today's video, please consider joining my YouTube membership tier. I've had a lot of fun taking you alongside with me, showing you part 2 of my Ruibal's Plants of Texas video. As always, my name is Richie at Growfold. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel with all the notification bell on, and also press on the videos that are popping up on the screen if you want to see more content. I'll see you on the next one.